Hey, what does it take to learn the basics of accounting for your small business? Are you trying to learn accounting by trial and error? Well, in this episode, we are going into part 2 of the basic accounting terms with my Accounting 101 for Small Business video podcast series. Welcome to the Digital Transformation Academy. My name is Dennis Hilario and I'm here to help you in your digital transformation journey. Let the show begin. So welcome to the podcast. Today is Wednesday morning, the 18th of November 2020. My name is Dennis Hilario and you're listening to the Digital Transformation Academy. If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing as I am committed to provide valuable content every MWF, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays about digital transformation, creativity, and innovation. As I said, this is part 2 of the basic accounting terms with the series I am doing, the Accounting 101 for Small Businesses. If you have not listened to part 1 yet, I highly recommend going back to the other day's episode. And I'm excited because we're going over another 5 basic accounting terms related to, going back to accounting definitions, the processing of transactions. And the terms today are bookkeeping, chart of accounts, journal entry, source document, and accounting forms. Okay, so let's start with the term bookkeeping. So bookkeeping is the process of recording financial transactions and keeping financial records. So there's what you call the book of accounts, where you keep your records every time you make financial transactions, such as, for example, you issue an invoice to your customer. You have to record that particular transaction to your book of accounts. So basically, the method of doing that is called the bookkeeping. So the second term is chart of accounts. So a chart of accounts, COA or COA, is an index of all financial accounts in the general ledger of a company. In short, it is an organizational tool that provides a digestible breakdown of all financial transactions that a company conducted during a specific accounting period. Examples of chart of accounts, and I'm sure you've heard of it, are cash in bank, accounts receivables, fixed assets, accounts payables, capital stock, income, rent expenses, salaries and wages, office supplies, and whatnot. Third term is source document. So a source document is an original record that contains the detail that supports or substantiate a transaction that will be or has been entered into the accounting system. In the past, source documents were printed on paper, but today, the source documents may be an electronic record. One example of a source document is the bill from your supplier. So if the supplier issues a bill to you, you have to prepare a voucher, and that source document or that bill should be attached to the voucher to support the voucher for issuance of your payment. Next term is journal entry or accounting entry. So on every transaction that you do, for example, an invoice or a voucher, there's a notation in the general ledger to update the balances. So an accounting entry records a single transaction. For example, if you prepare a cash sales record, you have to debit the cash in bank or your cash in hand and then credit the revenue or your sales income. We can dive deeper on the journal entry in the next coming episodes. So the last term for this episode is the accounting forms. So examples of accounting forms are your sales invoices, vouchers, purchase orders, sales receipts, and whatnot. So these accounting forms are usually prepared on every transaction to document the transaction that has happened. So the essential information that you put in the accounting form is the date, the document number for auditing purposes, the particulars or description of the transaction, of course the amount, and sometimes the accounting or the journal entry. Okay, so that is it for today's episode. So if you're getting value out of this, make sure to subscribe. And if you can't wait for the next episodes and you want to know your next steps, then maybe you can enroll in my Accounting Starter digital course for small businesses. It is a 6-module course where you start with the basics, government compliance, and find out how to set up your accounting process for your small business to achieve on-time financials. And again, if you like this podcast series, make sure to share it to your family or friends who you think can get value out of this content. Question of the day: what is the term so far that may change what you are doing in your business? I really would like to hear your comments or feedback in this podcast. So on Friday's episode, I'm going to talk about the measurement of your business, which is the financial reports such as balance sheet, income statement, gross profit, etc. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. So DX your life and business. Have a great day.